Mixmaster Mike from Top Hookah, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to dense pack a funnel. Now, I got the Goodfellow V2, but it'll still work perfectly with the Apple on top, a Vortex bowl, an Alien Mini, or any type of funnel bowl you guys have. So let's get into this. I already got my shisha already out. Fakher, of course. I got some gum with mint. So let's get into this. Now, make sure all of your tobacco is nice and loosely fluffed up, just so it's not all clumpy, because you do want it to burn evenly still, although you are going to be dense packing it. Now, I just lightly put all the tobacco throughout the bowl, just like any normal pack. Just fill it, but instead of stopping at the rim, you're just going to keep on going. Now this is pretty close to what I usually pack. Sometimes I pack a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less, just depending on how long I want the bowl to last. Usually this will last 2 rounds of coals, and if I pack a little bit more, it could last up to 3 rounds of coals. So this bowl could last anywhere 2 to 3 hours with foil, of course. Usually I use 4 coconut coals. Titaniums are my favorite personally. Use whatever coconut coals you can get your hands on. Please do not use quick lights. They just taste terrible. You're probably killing yourself smoking them. So what I'm doing now is I'm just pressing this down, so it's not all going to be still above the foil, and it's not going to stick to the foil and burn all hot. Now, you are still going to get a lot of sizzle from this pack, just because it is extremely close. So when you put the coals on, it still probably is touching a little bit, but I promise you it will not burn hot if you do my method. You could put up to 4 coals on it like me. You could put 3 coals on it. When I put 4 on, I sand them up. I'll show you guys how I use the heat management with a dense packed bowl, just so you guys could get a good idea, so your smoke session doesn't get too harsh. Because when I first started doing this, it would get very harsh. You gotta be very careful with packing your bowl like this, because it can get very harsh. You want to make sure that you're going to get airflow all the way through the bottom, because I'm sure you're going to want to smoke this bowl all the way through. So make sure that there's going to be air getting all the way to the bottom layer of shisha. Now, this is what my bowl looks like, dense packed. Nicely, just below the rim, not too much, but not too high to where it's right at the rim or way over top like I see some people doing it. This is a perfect pack right here. This will actually smoke very well. And before I start foiling this bowl, and as I foil it, you guys just want to make sure you get a tight foil. Sorry we haven't been making videos. Sorry we missed out on the past couple of Mixology Mondays. My camera's been messing up, my computer's been messing up, it's been deleting my videos. Me and John just started new jobs, and John had car problems, and it's just been hectic the past few weeks. So we're extremely sorry we haven't been putting out videos, but I wanted to make you guys a quick little video because I have been getting a lot of requests on how to do this. This isn't the best foil. I'll probably refoil it when I show you guys how it's smoking, just because I don't like all the hand marks that I made, because my hands were still a little bit juicy from the molasses, so it did leave marks on the foil. I personally don't like to leave those marks on the foil, just because it leaves brown marks on the foil, and I feel like it could affect the taste. It might burn a little weird or taste a little weird. And my hole pattern is just standard. I tend to poke a lot of holes with a funnel bowl, just to get as much airflow as I can into it. I do not poke a hole in the center, because, I don't know, some people do. Some people don't. I just preferably like to smoke my bowls without a hole in the center. So that is how my bowl is packed. I'm going to refoil it because I don't like those marks. Just make sure it's drum tight. I'm going to throw on my coals. Alright guys, I just threw on my coals. I threw 4 titaniums on. And I have them all standing up, as you could see. I don't have them laying flat down because I don't want too much of the surface area burning the shisha all at one time, because then it will get very, very hot. So instead, if you sand them up, it's going to burn less surface area on each coal, and it'll burn each spot very, very evenly, and it'll produce a very nice thick smoke, and it's still going to be very smooth. So let's take a first rip off this freshly packed bowl and see what we got here. Pretty decent clouds for the first rip. It's still smoking very well already, and it's going to get even cloudier as I smoke this bowl. It still has time to heat up, and it's very smooth, honestly. It's probably one of the smoothest flavors I've smoked. I'm smoking some gum with cinnamon and just a little bit of chocolate, because chocolate's one of my favorite flavors. I could throw it in almost anything. It's so good and it's so smooth. So don't be scared to throw 4 coals on it. If it does get a little bit hot for you, you could just take one off, rotate them around. Now, they still will go a little bit black, so you do want to keep on flipping them around, because the blackness of the coal will give it a little bit of a coaly taste, and it will not taste that great. So make sure you're always making sure your coals are standing up. Make sure they don't fall over onto the center or fall over and just heat up your bowl way too quickly, because it'll get harsh and you'll probably be coughing out a lung or two. So guys, pack up your bowl like this, pack it dense, throw 4 coals on it. You could even throw 3. I'd lay them on flat if you use 3. You could even Stonehenge them like I did. That's the term me and John use. I'm sure some of you guys have other terms. But if you were to use 3, I would personally set them like so. So kind of like in a triangle formation instead of a square with the 4. So you're going to sand them like this, more towards the center, not towards the edge. And it's the same with a clay bowl. I've actually got a few messages with the clay bowl. Put them more towards the center, because the coals will reflect heat off each other and keep them from going black. So that's a very nice way to keep your coals from going black and from it getting a very hot and coaly taste. But I'm going to keep 4 on here just because I like my hookahs to be a little bit hotter, produce a little bit more smoke than a lot of people. But this will still smoke very smooth to a lot of you guys out there. And I'll take one last rip before I end this video. Do you even now, Fakher?